London, game 2, Jaguars versus Bills, the Josh Allen Bowl, baby. Let's get it. So huge shout out to this video sponsor, BetUS. Guys, for the second time this season, the Jaguars do go into this game as underdogs. The Jaguars right now are 6-point underdogs, man. Jaguars are 2-2 on the season against the spread. When the Jaguars win, they cover. When they lose, they don't cover. Now, that's not the only thing you guys can do over there, man. There's so much stuff to do on BetUS. Some things I want to highlight is that, look, you can bet the over-under on 2.5 touchdowns that the Jaguars will score. 1.5 field goals, probably the over on that is my favorite, the way the Jaguars offense has been playing. And also you can put a prediction that the Jaguars are going to win by between 1 to 13 points. So all these different props are open to you guys, plus many, many more. I mean, there's just hundreds of different combinations of different things you guys can do on there to kind of spice up the game. Or you guys can look at other stuff, man, because look, right now they offer a 125% bonus deposit. So if you put down $100, you're going to see $225 show up in your account. I mean, tonight the Bears and the Washington Commanders play. I don't give a crap about that game, but to make it more interesting, I put a little bit of money here and there on different stuff. So, if there's something that you guys are interested in and you guys want to, whether you want to, drop $100 on a bet on the game or, put $2, $3, $5 down, look, all that's available to you by our sponsor, BetUS. Now, with all that said, let's get into this video. Now, we looked at the schedule before the season. We saw that, look, there were some tough games this year, and that's to be expected because when you come in first place in your division, you play different first place teams in other divisions. And our first place schedule granted us the Chiefs, the Bills, and the 49ers. And look, the Jaguars lost to the Chiefs already. So in these first place games, the Jaguars are 0-1. And when I looked at it previously, I kind of threw the Bengals in there and I said, look, there's 4 really, really tough games against top competition. The Jaguars need to split, go 2-2 in those games and we're happy. So right now the Jaguars are 0-1, and look, big opportunity this Sunday. Big opportunity because the Jaguars are playing the hottest team in the AFC right now. The Bills right now are by far playing the best football in the AFC. Before last Sunday, you could have had a little bit of debate. Is it Miami? Is it the Bills? Luckily, they played each other head to head, and look, the Bills wound up coming up victorious. And you look around, and the Chiefs have been struggling a little bit this year. They didn't play good on the Thursday night opener. The Jaguars are a little bit down. They almost lost to the Jets. So right now the Bills are the best team. So a huge opponent, huge game, and it's an opportunity to show that, look, the Jaguars are legit. Look, we're 2-2 right now, even spread, even split. We're going to this game with a really, really good opportunity to come up 3-2 and show the whole entire NFL on prime time. Look, with a 9:30 a.m. game, a lot of people think Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, those are primetime games. Primetime to me is when you're the only game on TV. And look, the Jaguars, the only game on TV, 9:30 a.m. primetime. Everybody's going to be watching. And look, this is technically an away game for the Jaguars. The Jaguars' first game in London where we're not the home team. And, now that we're here, I'm kind of like, thank God, because I would much rather play this game in London than in Orchard Park, because playing in Bills territory is a very, very tough place to play. So the Jaguars have, that kind of going for them, and it'll be interesting case study to see really how the Jaguars do really in back-to-back games in London, because right now, like in London, now that it's a 2-week thing, like a bunch of players' wives are over there, and like now that they're there for extended amount of time, it's almost like they're on a business trip vacation because they're all going around doing stuff in London. I hope they just stay focused, and it'll be interesting to see how they do when they come back, because the Jaguars' biological clocks now are probably set to London time. They come back and they have to reset, and they have a quick turnaround against the Colts. So really, if the Jaguars can somehow go 3-0 in this stretch, defeat Falcons, defeat the Bills, and defeat the Colts when they come back home, then this might be something the Jaguars continue to consider, for 4 years going on. But, like I said, the Bills are 3-1. They're on a 3-game winning streak since losing the opening Monday Night Football game against the Jets. And in that 3-game stretch, they're outscoring opponents 123-33. That's a whole 90-point differential between these different teams. Now, I will say the quality of quarterbacks haven't been all that great. I mean, they played like Oakland, they played, or not Oakland, they played the Raiders with like Jimmy Garoppolo. They played Tua Tagovailoa, and they had one more game. I forget, I didn't write it down, but one more game against kind of a lower tier quarterback. So yeah, with that said, now the Jaguar, or now they do have a chance to play a pretty good quarterback when it comes to Trevor Lawrence with kind of what he can do. Now, Josh Allen is in usual form right now. Like, he's playing really, really good football. And this might be one of the best Bills teams we've actually seen, because their offensive line has always been kind of an issue. But right now, their offensive line is playing really, really good football. They're a top unit in the NFL. They did a really good job with drafting O'Cyrus Torrence from University of Florida. A lot of Jaguar fans wanted him. They elected to go with right tackle Anton Harrison. Not necessarily a bad move, but O'Cyrus Torrence is playing like one of the best guards in the NFL right now. Their defensive line is also one of the best in the NFL, man. And look, Von Miller might make his return against the Jaguars. He is flying out to London with the team. And look, if he does come back, he will be on a snap count. But at the same time, if it's 3rd and 12, you better believe Von Miller will probably be in there. And Von Miller is still Von Miller. I mean, if he's ready to come back, he's going to come back with a vengeance. So that's always tough. But and then you also look at the linebacker, like Matt Milano is one of the best off-ball linebackers in the NFL. And Jaguars do get a slight break with Tre'Davious White being out, their number one cornerback. But overall, this is a team that is good and strong and deep at every single unit. So, like I said, it's going to be a tough game. And look, the record shows for it. This 123-33, outpoint, this point differential really just shows you everything that you need to know. So, with this one, man, how did the Jaguars win? Now, we need our Josh Allen to have another Josh Allen game. We need him to be back in week 4 form against the Falcons. Or we could even have him in the previous Josh Allen versus Josh Allen game where he recorded 1 sack, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 interception on Josh Allen. It was really, really cool, because I know we all hyped up the Josh Allen Bowl and we're like, oh, that'd be cool if he got a sack or had a good game. And then he was all over the place. And we got to hope that he can do kind of something similar, because, man, he was an absolute beast last week. Best game I've ever seen from Josh Allen. So I'll be continuing. Look, I wore this jersey during the game last week because Jaguars always wear their all blacks as their home game in London. I don't know what the uniform combo will be for Sunday, but I'm wearing this in this preview. And you better believe when I'm live streaming this Sunday, I will be over there wearing this jersey. So it ain't coming off, okay? At least for the next week, at least until they come back from London. So, yeah. And really, when you look at Josh Allen, man, when it rains, it pours. And you can say that for both sides, man. When Josh Allen is playing good football, he is just electric and he is impossible to stop. But if he is playing bad football, the interceptions comes in bunches. They have trouble scoring. I mean, last year the Jaguars 69 them. They beat them 6-9 in Jacksonville with freaking Urban Meyer as the head coach. Not a great showing the last time we met up with them. And our history against the Bills has actually been pretty good. You look at back in 2017, we defeated them in the playoffs. We always play them tough, so we got to hope that this is another one of those games. And yeah, like turnovers, it's just key, man. Like our defense, if we're not getting pressure on the quarterback, then we're not a good defense, because simply we play a lot of zone. And then if we don't get pressure, they're just going to pick us apart. They're going to run between the zones. It's going to be easy. Okay. So we got to find a way for Josh Allen to get going. Hey, Trayvon Walker, are you home? Trayvon Walker, are you home? You can go out there and do some stuff too. And yeah, we just need players to step up, continue to bring the blitzes. I thought Mike Caldwell had a really good game plan last week against Desmond Ridder. Of course, the difference in quarterback this week will be down here to like up here. So yeah, that's something that's going to be tough. Now, offensively, man, the offense has been struggling the last 4 weeks. In order for the Jaguars to win, the offense just needs to click. And right now, we are I feel like we have a good offense, but the offense is playing bad. And I say we have a good offense because I believe in the pieces on this offense. Look, I'm not watching the 2019 Jaguars. We have Nick Foles or a rookie Gardner Minshew out there throwing to who was out there, like DJ Chark and gosh, who was even? Did we have Dante Moncrief back then? I don't even remember. Just whoever the heck we were throwing to, Chris Conley. We don't have that team anymore. We actually have a like legit offense with Trevor Lawrence throwing to Calvin Ridley with ETN in the backfield, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram. We have the pieces, and this offense is such a tease because we know like if this offense clicks, if all of a sudden the offensive line starts protecting, if Trevor Lawrence can sit back there for a few seconds, make his reads, make the throw, the wide receivers catch the ball, then we're going to be at a good spot. But it seems like everything's disjointed. Sometimes we'll have, a wide receiver running open, but Trevor Lawrence is flushed out and he might have to throw to his check down and we only get like a 3-yard gain. Or, sometimes their protection may be good and Trevor Lawrence gets a clean throw and a guy drops it. Or sometimes, Trevor Lawrence doesn't see a guy open because his mental clock is so sped up. You get what I'm getting at here. Then also the bad penalties, the illegal hands to the faces on 4th down conversions. And we've had just so much of that. But man, it seems like we are so close to just clicking. And last game, I thought the Jaguars were doing some good stuff, man. I love the fact that they were moving the pocket. You're probably gonna have to do that again because this is a strong defensive line against an offensive line that has not been played good. And look, the Jaguars are gonna want to run it. Like you can't just go an NFL game without running the football. So this will be an opportunity for Travis Etienne to get some carries. But you know what running sets you up for is a play action, man. And some of the Jaguars' best plays last week came off of play action. So definitely got to utilize that. And hopefully that'll help Trevor see the field better. And with Trevor, I liked him running last game. And there were some times where he ran it and he was trying to get the home run ball. But man, if you can get the first down, just get the first down, keep your possessions. I think that's a big key. I do appreciate Trevor for going for that long ball, but it just doesn't feel like the offense is there just yet to take those crazy risks. So yeah, and also if Zay Jones was healthy, or even maybe Parker Washington, or maybe even Jamal Agnew, maybe one of those guys makes that catch in the red zone. I'm looking at you, Hasty. I'm still salty about that because that was an elite throw and you dropped it. But the Jaguars will be getting some help back on offense, man. Cam Robinson is coming back, and you expect him to play left tackle, Walker Little left guard, and then Brandon Sheriff and Anton Harrison actually played really, really well last week. So that leaves Luke Fortner. I don't think Luke Fortner gets benched, but the benching of benching Ben Barch came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So maybe we see there trot out on Sunday. We see Tyler Shatley starting at center. Then all of a sudden I'm looking back and saying, you know what? This offensive line doesn't look too bad, and maybe that could be the key. I don't know, but Cam Robinson coming back will be huge. I think Zay Jones coming back will be huge because he's a nice, reliable target, and with him being out, we didn't have that Z weapon anymore. I mean, they weren't really targeting Tim Jones all that much, and we see how much we target Zay Jones. So really, that piece, there was no replacing him. It was just putting another guy out there. You know what I mean? So that's that's a big thing. I think will be a huge addition for the Jaguars on offense. Now, with this one, man, got to execute, bring down the penalties, like stop dropping the ball, like all that stuff. Like I really do think though at the end of the day, offensive line is key. If we can figure out ways to protect Trevor Lawrence, I believe in Trevor Lawrence's ability to read the field and be able to make those throws. And like I said, man, I saw what our offense looked like last year, and our playmakers on offense are better than they were last year. We added pieces. So, continue to get Evan Ingram involved. I love Christian Kirk this year. Those guys are extremely reliable, and I would still try to look after Calvin Ridley. I know it felt like the Jaguars went away from him a little bit last game. I think there's going to be an opportunity here with Tre'Davious White being out, and maybe like it felt like we were trying to force the ball to Calvin Ridley too much. Let's just keep spreading the ball out, man. We don't need that one guy that we just force feed. We need to spread it all out and keep these guys guessing. And I think that's a great thing about our offense because we have plenty of guys that are out there and that can make plays. So, yeah, very tough game. And the Jaguars, not only do we have a chance to go 3-2, which would be just incredible if we could be at that spot, get back to a winning record with a relatively easy schedule if you look ahead, but we have a chance to beat the top AFC team. And this is huge for national perception, if that's something that matters to you. The Jaguars, look, we got a lot of respect going into this year. And most people have dropped their expectations for us, and rightly so. We haven't given them a reason to kind of keep us there. But now is a time that the Jaguars can get all their attention because all those guys are going to be watching us at 9:30. Go out there, play a good, tough game against the Bills, come out with a W, and then it'll also be huge for playoff standings. I mean, obviously for AFC South, it'll be great. Get another game up on them. We cheer for everybody to lose. It'll be like that. But at the end of the day, somebody's going to be 3-2 in this AFC South because the Tennessee Titans and the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts actually play each other. So got to get the W. Got to get the W, man. So it's huge for playoff standings because all of a sudden you have the head-to-head against the Bills. And look, the Jaguars in 2021, when they beat the Bills, at the end of the day, that knocked them down from the number 1 seed. You know what I'm saying? So this kind of stuff matters when you look at the very end of the year and, you look at all that kind of different stuff. So I will be streaming this game. Can't wait. But let's end it off with my prediction, man. Look, I am 3-1 predicting Jaguar game straight up. Okay. The only thing I got wrong was I predicted us to beat the Houston Texans, and we lost to them. And I'm also 2-2 against the spread. Now, Jaguars are 6-point underdogs. Look, don't give me any hate, but I unfortunately had to pick the Jaguars to lose, and I'm going to pick us to not cover. It pains me. I really hope I'm wrong. But, right now, the way the Jaguars offense is playing and the way the Bills is playing, man, like, I just really, really hope we don't get massacred right now. Because if you combine the first 4 games into one game, and that's going to be your team, the Bills should absolutely destroy us, if we're being honest. But look, Jaguars can definitely still win this one. I 100% believe we can. I'm just not going to tell you guys to go to BetUS and put money on the Jaguars. I'll just say that. So, yeah, with all that said, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like for me. This video was a lot longer than I thought it would be, but it's all good. You guys want your Jags content, and I'm here for you. Go Jags.